Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into a story that starts with just 25 cents, but could end with something truly mind-blowing. We're talking about a coin that launched an entire generation of state pride and collecting fever, the United States of America Delaware State Quarter from the year 1999. Now, don't be fooled by its common appearance. This little silver-toned coin might look like any other quarter you've seen, but some rare versions of this coin are anything but ordinary. In fact, they're worth a whole lot more than 25 cents. So sit back, grab your magnifying glass, and get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll find out how this seemingly simple quarter could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's start with a little history. In 1999, the United States Mint kicked off the legendary 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin series ever released. The very first state to be honored? None other than Delaware, the first state. This quarter marked the beginning of a national collecting craze, and millions of people began paying closer attention to the change in their hands. The design on the Delaware State Quarter is both bold and historical. It features a dynamic image of Caesar Rodney on horseback, a nod to the famous ride he made in 1776 to cast his vote for American independence. His journey represents courage, commitment, and the determination that helped shape the United States. And right below his galloping horse, you'll see the words, "The First State," a tribute to Delaware being the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. But here's where it gets interesting. While millions of these coins were minted and spent in everyday transactions, a few of them came out a little different. And in the world of coin collecting, different often means valuable. You see, it's not just the age or popularity of a coin that makes it rare. It's the mistakes. That's right, minting errors. And the Delaware State Quarter is known to have some wild ones. Let's talk about what makes certain Delaware quarters worth big money. Some of the most valuable versions of this coin feature what collectors call a spitting horse error. This odd but amusing mistake occurs when a die crack appears on the coin, creating the illusion of a line extending from the horse's mouth as if it's spitting. It might sound funny, but to coin collectors, that tiny line can make all the difference. If you spot this detail, hold on to that coin, because it's already considered a rare error piece, but that's just the beginning. Other error varieties include off-center strikes, where the image is visibly misaligned, part of the design might be missing, or the coin might have an unusual shape along the edge. Then there are double die errors, where some parts of the text or image appear doubled. Look closely at the word Liberty or the date 1999, and you might spot this rare phenomenon. Coins with these types of flaws are incredibly sought after by collectors because they are not only rare, but also completely unique. And let's not forget about coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the blank metal piece was never meant to be a quarter at all. Imagine a Delaware quarter struck on a dime blank or a foreign coin metal. That's the kind of one-in-a-million mistake that gets the attention of serious numismatists around the world. Now, you might be wondering, how rare are these error coins, really? Well, most of the Delaware quarters you'll find in circulation are worth only face value. But those rare errors? Those are the ones collectors dream about. The condition of the coin plays a huge role too. Coins that have never been used, known as uncirculated, or coins that have been professionally graded as mint state or higher are worth significantly more than the worn ones rattling around in a jar. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much can a rare 1999 Delaware State Quarter be worth? Are you ready? One extremely rare example of the Delaware State Quarter, featuring an exceptional mint error in pristine, uncirculated condition, has been valued at an astonishing $81,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that once bought a gumball or fed a parking meter could now buy you a luxury car or even cover a year of college tuition. So the next time you get change from a store or you're digging through that dusty old coin jar in the attic, keep your eyes peeled for this historic coin. That simple little quarter could be hiding a once-in-a-lifetime surprise. Top 2, we're diving into the story of a humble coin that might just be hiding in your change jar, purse, or pocket. And if you're lucky, it could be worth far more than its face value. We're talking about the United States of America New Hampshire State Quarter, released in the year 2000. At first glance, it looks like any other quarter. It's small, silver-colored, and has been through the hands of millions of Americans. But here's the twist. Certain rare versions of this coin, because of unique errors or perfect conditions, have stunned collectors with their high value. So stay tuned, because we're going to uncover the secrets that make this coin a true hidden gem in the world of numismatics. Let's start with the basics. The New Hampshire State Quarter was the ninth coin released in the famous 50 State Quarters program, a bold initiative launched by the U.S. Mint that ran from 1999 to 2008. This program celebrated each state's unique history, heritage, and culture through beautifully designed quarters, and it sparked one of the greatest coin collecting frenzies in modern history. The New Hampshire Quarter, issued in the year 2000, features a stunning design that pays tribute to the Granite State's identity and natural beauty. The most iconic feature on the coin's reverse is the image of the Old Man of the Mountain, a naturally occurring rock formation that resembled the profile of a man's face. Towering over Franconia Notch, this majestic granite feature had become a symbol of strength and perseverance for the people of New Hampshire. Beneath the old man's profile are the words, "Old Man of the Mountain," and "Live free or die," New Hampshire's bold and fearless state motto. These words, rooted in the state's revolutionary spirit, are among the most striking mottos in the nation and reflect the independent heart of its people. Now, let's get into what makes this coin so intriguing to collectors and potentially incredibly valuable. Most of the New Hampshire quarters you'll find in circulation are common. They were produced by the millions at the Philadelphia and Denver mints and used in everyday transactions across the country. But as any experienced collector knows, the real treasures are hiding in the details, specifically in minting errors, rare die varieties, and exceptionally preserved specimens. Let's talk about some of the rare minting errors found in the 2000 New Hampshire quarter. These are mistakes that happened during the coin's production at the U.S. Mint. And in the world of numismatics, errors mean value point. One of the most famous and valuable error types is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. The more off-center it is, without losing the date or essential details, the more collectible it becomes. Another prized error is the double die error. With this mistake, the coin's design appears doubled in areas like the lettering or the image of the Old Man of the Mountain. This doubling effect can be seen with the naked eye in some cases and is highly desirable to collectors, especially if the doubling is strong and clearly visible. Then we have coins struck on the wrong planchet, which means the coin was mistakenly struck on a metal blank mint for another denomination, such as a dime or foreign coin. These kinds of errors are extremely rare and can send the value of a coin soaring into the thousands. Even without errors, a coin can be worth much more than face value if it's in exceptionally high grade. We're talking about uncirculated or mint state coins that have never been touched by human hands or spent in circulation. These flawless specimens are often found in original mint rolls or sets and are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. When a coin receives a mint state, MS, grade of 67 or higher, its rarity increases dramatically, especially when only a few exist in that top-tier condition. For collectors chasing perfection, these coins are absolute treasures, and here's where it all comes together. When you combine a rare minting error with a high-grade uncirculated condition, you get something truly special, a coin that every collector wants, but only a few will ever own. So now, the big question: what could the right 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter be worth? Are you ready for it? A rare version of this coin, featuring a striking mint error and preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, has been valued at an astonishing $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. $78,000 for a single quarter that could easily slip through your fingers and changed. So the next time you get a handful of quarters from the grocery store or find some old coins stashed away in a drawer, take a close look. You might be holding on to something far more valuable than you think. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, odd metals, or just a coin that looks untouched by time. And if you think you've found something special, consider having it graded by a professional. It might just change your life. Top 3, we're talking about none other than the United States Quarter from the year 2017, featuring the majestic Cumberland Gap. This coin, Part of the America the Beautiful Quarters series represents not just a beautiful piece of art, but a piece of American frontier history, and in some cases, a surprising amount of money. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's take a journey into the mountains of Kentucky to uncover the secrets hidden in this remarkable 25-cent piece. The Cumberland Gap Quarter was released in 2017, and it represents Kentucky, one of the key states in the America the Beautiful program. The design is absolutely striking. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see a frontiersman gazing westward, rifle in hand, symbolizing the courageous pioneers who passed through the Cumberland Gap, a historic passageway through the Appalachian Mountains that allowed early American settlers to move westward. Just above him, the words "First Doorway to the West" are inscribed, capturing the spirit of exploration and the birth of expansion in the United States. Now, what makes this coin truly fascinating isn't just its design or historical importance. It's the incredibly rare and valuable versions of this coin that have surfaced, versions with minting errors and extremely low survival rates in high-quality condition. You see, millions of these quarters were struck and released into general circulation, where most of them endured heavy wear and scratches from years of being tossed around in pockets, cash registers, and vending machines. But every once in a while, a near-perfect version escapes into the hands of someone who recognizes its value. These are the coins that collectors go wild for, especially if they have a unique error. Some of the most prized Cumberland Gap quarters are those with what's known as a double die error. This occurs when the coin's image is struck more than once with slight misalignment, creating a visible doubling effect on the text or image. You might see doubling on the frontiersman's rifle, his face, or even the words Cumberland Gap or First Doorway to the West. This doubling is not something that's caused by wear or damage. It's a genuine minting mistake, and that's what makes it so desirable. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin design is visibly shifted away from the center. This results in missing elements or blank spaces, which makes the coin not only rare, but a unique piece of U.S. mint history. Coins with die cracks, where the die used to strike the coin had fractures, can also add to a quarter's appeal. These cracks show up as raised lines on the coin's surface and are often highly collectible. And let's not forget about coins that were struck on the wrong metal planchet altogether. In some extreme cases, a quarter might have been mistakenly minted on a planchet meant for a nickel or a foreign coin, creating a serious rarity. These are the kinds of errors that fetch the highest prices at auctions and among serious collectors. So, how do you know if you have a valuable Cumberland Gap quarter? Start by checking the coin's condition. If it's in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning it looks almost brand new with no signs of wear, that's your first good sign. Then take a close look at the details. Any doubling, any off-center design, any unusual color or thickness. These small features could make a massive difference in value. Collectors adore these coins because they're not just currency, they're stories frozen in metal. Every error, every rare strike, every pristine condition coin is like a message from the mint, a one-in-a-million occurrence that somehow made it into the hands of the public. And if you're lucky enough to have one of these treasures, you might be sitting on something far more valuable than 25 cents. Now, here's the part you've all been waiting for. While most Cumberland Gap quarters are worth their face value or slightly more, the rarest of the rare, those with dramatic errors in pristine, uncirculated condition, have been known to sell for as much as $76,000. That's right, 76,000 United States dollars for a single 25-cent coin. So the next time you come across some spare change, don't be so quick to toss it into a jar. Take a closer look. That seemingly ordinary quarter could be hiding a secret. It could be a frontiersman from Kentucky quietly holding on to a small fortune. Top 4, we're talking about a coin that has more than just state pride. It could carry an unexpected fortune. So, hold on tight as we dive into the fascinating world of the United States Oklahoma State Quarter. Now, to the average person, this coin might look like just another shiny piece of spare change. Maybe you've had one in your pocket or tossed one into a vending machine. But if you've got the right version of this coin, especially with a rare error or in pristine condition, you might be holding something worth far more than 25 cents. Before we get to the incredible value, let's explore where this coin comes from and why collectors are so drawn to it. The Oklahoma Quarter was released in 2008 as part of the U.S. Mint's celebrated 50-state quarters program. This program ran from 1999 through 2008 and became one of the most popular coin series in American history, with each design honoring one of the 50 states. Oklahoma's quarter was one of the final releases in this legendary collection, and it did not disappoint. The design on the Oklahoma quarter is simply breathtaking. The reverse side of the coin features the scissor-tailed flycatcher, the state bird of Oklahoma, soaring gracefully across the coin, its long tail feathers streaming behind it in elegant motion. Surrounding the bird are wild Indian blanket flowers, also known as Gaillardia, Oklahoma's state wildflower, blooming in beautiful detail. This design captures the spirit of Oklahoma perfectly: free, natural, and full of life. It's a tribute to the state's wildlife, culture, and wide-open skies. But even beyond its stunning design, this coin hides a secret, one that only a few collectors have discovered. Let's talk rarity. The vast majority of Oklahoma quarters were minted in huge quantities and used in everyday circulation. That makes most of them worth just a quarter, no matter how nice they look. But as every serious collector knows, the real treasures lie in the mistakes, the minting errors, and the condition. So what kinds of errors can make a coin like this worth thousands? First up, double die errors. These happen when the coin design is struck twice, slightly off, creating a doubled image on parts of the coin. On the Oklahoma quarter, doubling may appear on the words Oklahoma, the year 2008, or even in the fine details of the bird and flowers. If you spot a clearly visible double, congratulations, you're holding something truly rare. Next, we have the off-center strike. This is when the design is misaligned during minting, leaving part of the coin blank or distorted. A 5% or 10% off-center coin is cool, but when you find one with 40% or more off-center, with a visible date and design, that's when collectors go wild. Then there are the wrong planchet errors, perhaps the most bizarre and valuable of them all. This happens when a quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank mint for a different coin, like a dime or foreign currency. These oddities are rare, weird, and incredibly collectible, and we can't forget about die cracks, clipped planchets, or struck-through errors, where a foreign object interferes with the minting process, leaving a strange and unique impression on the coin. Each of these errors tells its own story and makes the coin a one-of-a-kind piece of American minting history. Now, let's talk about condition. A coin fresh out of circulation might have scratches, dents, and fading from all the hands it's passed through. But a coin that's been preserved in uncirculated, mint-state condition, one that's never seen a vending machine or cash register, is a different story entirely. When a coin is graded MS-67, MS-68, or even MS-69, it means it's nearly perfect. Add a mint error to that pristine condition? You've just hit the coin collector's jackpot. These are the coins that get auctioned off at premium prices. These are the ones that make headlines. And believe it or not, some of these seemingly simple Oklahoma quarters have sold for more than the price of a car, or even a house. So here's the moment you've been waiting for. You're probably wondering, how much could the rarest, most pristine version of this 2008 Oklahoma quarter really be worth? Well, get ready to be amazed, because one such coin, featuring a rare mint error and preserved in flawless condition, has been valued at an astonishing $73,000. Yes, you heard that right, $73,000 for a single 25-cent piece. This is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's an adventure, a mystery, a hunt for hidden value, a way to connect with history and beauty, all while chasing the thrill of the unexpected. So the next time you get change back at the store, or you're going through that old jar of coins at home, take a closer look. That Oklahoma quarter with the bird flying across the sky? It might just be your golden ticket. Top 5. We're about to uncover the story behind a quarter that's not just a piece of everyday currency, it's a celebration of natural beauty, a snapshot of American history, and in some rare cases, a small disc of metal that could be worth a small fortune. That's right. Today, we're talking about the United States Ozark Riverways quarter, a coin that has collectors buzzing, especially when the right combination of rarity, condition, and minting error comes into play. So sit back, relax, and let's explore this extraordinary piece of American coinage that might be hiding right in your change jar. Let's start with the basics. The Ozark National Scenic Riverways quarter was released in 2017 as part of the U.S. Mint's Incredible America the Beautiful Quarters program. This program ran from 2010 to 2021 and honored some of the most breathtaking national parks and historic sites across all 50 states and U.S. territories. Each coin in this series is a miniature work of art, designed to capture the essence and soul of the location it represents. Now, Missouri's turn in this series gave us the Ozark Riverways quarter and what a tribute it is. The reverse design of this coin showcases the stunning Alley Mill, a historic water-powered grist mill nestled in the heart of the Ozarks. The mill sits beside a sparkling spring, surrounded by trees and rustic charm, beautifully representing the peaceful, powerful beauty of Missouri's wilderness. The details are exquisite, from the flowing water to the stone and wood textures of the mill. It's a design that draws you in. But here's where things get exciting for collectors. While millions of these quarters were minted for circulation, making the standard version fairly common, there are a few that stand out from the rest. A few that carry mistakes, anomalies, or flawless condition so rare, they've become prized possessions in the coin world. Let's talk about what makes certain Ozark Riverways quarters so valuable. It all comes down to minting errors and condition. First, let's look at the error coins. These are the coins that slipped through the cracks of the minting process and came out different. And in the world of coin collecting, different often means valuable. One known error is the off-center strike, when the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting, resulting in part of the design being cut off. The more dramatic the off-center shift, especially if the date and inscriptions are still visible, the more a collector is willing to pay. Then there's the double die error, where parts of the coin appear duplicated. This can often be seen in the text, like United States of America, Ozark Riverways, or even in the mill's fine lines. If the doubling is clear and visible without magnification, it's a jackpot. Another highly prized mistake is the struck-through error, where a foreign object, like a piece of thread, grease, or metal shavings, interferes during minting and leaves behind a strange mark or indentation. These are one-of-a-kind pieces, making them irresistible to serious collectors. And let's not forget about coins struck on the wrong planchet. This happens when a quarter is mistakenly minted on a blank mint for another denomination, like a dime or even a foreign coin. These bizarre errors are rare and often sell for thousands of dollars on their own. But it's not just errors that bring value. Condition matters a lot. A coin pulled straight from a mint roll, untouched by circulation, can earn a professional grade of MS 67, MS 68, or higher, meaning it's in nearly perfect condition. These coins shine, literally and figuratively, and when combined with a rare error, they become hot items in the world of numismatics. Collectors pay top dollar for coins with sharp details, original mint luster, and no signs of wear. And since so many quarters are used, dropped, or tossed into machines, finding one in perfect condition is like discovering a hidden treasure. Now imagine this: a 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter with a dramatic minting error. Perhaps an off-center strike or double die, and it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, professionally graded and verified. That's not just a collector's dream. That's a life-changing coin. So here's the big question. How much can one of these rare Ozark quarters actually be worth? Well, after all we've explored today, the history, the design, the errors, the condition, it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. One extremely rare version of the 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter, featuring a prominent error and preserved in top-tier condition, has been valued at an astonishing $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000 for a single quarter that may have once been passed over without a second glance. And that, my friends, is why coin collecting is so exciting. Because you never know what you're holding in your hands. Every coin has a story. Every detail could be the clue to a hidden treasure. And sometimes, that little piece of change could be worth more than you ever imagined. So the next time you receive quarters back in change, don't rush to spend them. Take a closer look. Flip them over. Check for doubling, misalignments, odd surfaces, or unusually sharp details. You just might be looking at a small piece of metal that's worth a small fortune. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins from across the United States, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, happy collecting. And may your next quarter be worth $70,000.